they are allowed to operate. Restaurants are still closed. There are no food delivery services allowed. Some uh, other shops are allowed to function for a limited time, but on the whole, everything else is closed. So if you have to buy any grocery, it should be done around midday, because afterwards it just gets
Really
crazily, uh, busy.
interesting. You know, Wasi, thing is that in Phuket, they are still doing delivery services. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he basically mentioned that delivery services, I mean, like, you know, like you guys have the Raz and everything, right? We have Lazada, very similar interface. And a friend of mine basically said that Lazada and Shopee and all these services, they're going to go really high, like they're going to be really really important during this time. And in terms
Yep.
of food, there's Foodio, there's Munchie King, there's I think one more that I don't remember the name of because I don't use it. They basically are functioning 100%. Now, even though they have stopped people from going back and forth from one part of the city to the other, these food services are still working here. And that's just I mean, you know, the companies are basically talking about being extra careful, using hand sanitizers and using masks and everything. But that's interesting that in Pakistan they have actually stopped doing that. Do you think that that is something that is helping in curbing this situation, that is keeping the numbers down?
We are not exactly sure because there are too many theories going around.
Okay.
The first theory about the less number of cases, or more appropriately, less number of deaths in Pakistan, is because of the universal BCG vaccine.
Okay.
That vaccine is for malaria, and it is administered all over Pakistan to children. And apparently, there's a strong belief that this vaccine fights the coronavirus, which is why deaths in Pakistan and India have been low. In Iran, the vaccine was introduced in 1982-83. So, majority of the deaths in Iran are mostly older people who did not receive this vaccine in their lifetime. And so this theory is getting a lot popular here. Dawn recently did an article on it, and I'm not exactly sure where this will go, but it's somewhat there's a connection which we still haven't found out. As
Okay.
for the food delivery services, there was discussion today in the newspapers that the food services may be allowed in the coming week because
Okay.
the lockdown has been further increased until 27th of April.
Okay.
And we have to believe the meteorological department. The first of Ramadan will start around 26th of April.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
won't be, yeah, and it won't be possible for people to buy groceries and vegetables and other essential items within the given time frame.
Yeah.
So there's a discussion going on that food delivery service will be allowed. This would reduce the pressure on the supply chain and allow restaurants to start functioning. People would start preparing for Ramadan a bit better, and overall, more employment opportunities because a lot of people are having trouble finding work in this lockdown.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the day-to-day workers are suffering the most, right? Even over here, I think it's the same case. People who work on daily wages, they're basically having issues, and the government doesn't know exactly what to do, but they have helped in the way that they're actually sending money to directly to their bank accounts. So if they register, I'm guessing with their bank accounts and their name and ID and everything. This is for Thai people only. Um, they today they started sending money to them. It's 5,000 baht, which some people say is very little, but I feel that if you are in trouble, then 5,000 baht is a lot. So you'll be actually careful, spending that money. It's interesting. Like does Pakistan have a system, something similar like that, like where people are where the government has basically promised people money to take care of their expenses during this time?
So there was already a program called Benazir Income Support Program.
Yeah.
This was a federal program for social welfare, and it was catering to a very large number of people who were, uh, at the lower income strata of the society.
Yeah.
Uh, Last year there was, they vetted the whole list of people who were receiving money,
Yeah.
and turned out there were nearly 0.8 million people who were not qualified for that program but were still getting the benefit,
Okay.
including government employees. So those people were removed from that program, and now the Benazir Income Support Program is now made part of a new program which is called SRs.
Okay.
And under the SRs program, all the people who are deserving of government help,
Mm-hmm.
they are getting 12,000 rupees as support.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure if it's monthly or is it like it's a long-term program but divided into months, like 3,000 a month or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what is the real figure, but 12,000 is the confirmed amount. Some people are getting directly 12,000 rupees. Others, I think, are getting into smaller section, monthly divided.
Okay.
But SR's program is working.
Okay, okay. That's good to hear, right? Because like at the end of the day, I mean, people do need to pay their bills, and it's just seems impossible during this time to actually take care of your expenses while not working, because a lot of people, like even in the US, in the UK, in Canada, even in Thailand, sometimes you're not earning enough to have savings to actually take care of these situations, because this is the first time it's ever happened, at least since you and I have been alive. It's like the first time this has happened. There has not been a coronavirus situation before this, obviously. So a lot of people are actually suffering, and it's really interesting to see how different governments are trying to take care of their people. But I've noticed that there are the government, most of the governments are basically trying to give as much money as they possibly can to make sure that people remain in a good situation, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In our case, the government has the program that government developed
Yeah.
is valued at 120 billion rupees or something,
Yeah.
which is over a billion US dollars, roughly. I have to check the figures again, but
Okay.
that's the biggest social welfare program a government has ever introduced in Pakistan.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, so I wanted to ask you, like, how are people handling? Hey, Pearl. So my friend Pearl, she's logged in and she's joined the thing. I just want to say hi. Thanks, Pearl. We are staying safe, or we are at least trying to stay safe in our homes and everything. And this is my friend Vasio from Pakistan. He's also staying safe. So Vasio, like Pearl actually saw my video on my YouTube channel of the food that the bun store food, and she really wants to go back because she's been there once. She's been there in the past in Pakistan to some extent. So she wants to go and she wants to try the food with one of us. I've told her that if she wants, I can obviously ask someone, you or another friend of mine to actually take her around Burn Store and see how that happens. Uh, I had this question I wanted to ask you that during this whole time, how are people dealing with the whole curfew or lockdown situation in Karachi. In Karachi specifically, because you live there and I have lived there, and I just want to know like what's happening in Karachi.
The lockdown, from my perspective, it is now coming down to class difference, to be honest.
Really, like a status quo thing.
Exactly. Those who are income secure,
Yeah,
they have sufficient savings, they have the technological knowledge to access digital banking, digital payments,
yeah,
maybe even freelance work. Those who are more prone to finding things online. So they are following trends, they are experimenting, it's like an extended vacation for them.
yeah,
Some are taking up different cooking uh, recipes, some are doing home workouts,
yeah,
others are discovering new hobbies or trying new stuff, or just binge watching shows and movies, especially the new Money Heist that came out, season
yeah,
4, that has apparently Pakistani doctors and hackers that are helping with the heist, shutting down the whole country or something. So it's getting a lot of popularity. Uh, but other than that, the lower income strata, they are not exactly sure what they are doing. For example, when I returned to Karachi on Tuesday,
yeah,
so there were a lot. Beggars are nothing new in Karachi, as far as we know.
yeah.
They have been like, always there as part of the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, things felt very different. First of all, the traffic was quite low on the roads. So when I entered Karachi, I found beggars standing more prominently, and of course, they were not following social distancing, but they still had the mask. So at least one positive is there.
So the beggars have,
And
have started wearing masks, basically. Interesting.
and they're I'm not exactly sure how to tell about their whole situation. It's more like they are looking at the caste more hungrily than before, and uh, when you are out to buy groceries
Mm-hmm.
or you are out for any sort of shopping or stand anywhere exactly,
Yeah.
you are likely to be swarmed by the beggars.
Really? Okay.
And, and if you make the mistake of distributing any ration or money, you can forget even personal safety.
So,
Because in the initial days of lockdown, there was a video circulating where a person was distributing money on the road to different beggars that were sitting over there.
yeah.
And suddenly about 20 people swarmed him. They literally were about to beat him to death if he didn't hand over all the money he had. So
She.
he actually threw the money in the air just to escape from it.
And where is this?
I think this happened somewhere in Gulshan.
Okay. So Karachi only.
Yeah,
Okay.
this happened in Karachi, Gulshan
Okay.
area, Shara Faisal,
Yeah.
and there was, I think it was an apartment complex on the roadside
Yeah.
in front of which this whole scenario was taking place.
Wow.
So that's another more striking feature. And today there was a very disturbing video circulating where a woman from a very underprivileged background, she hung up herself because of the financial situation.
Jeez. Okay. Wow.
So these income inequalities are kind of coming out in this lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be more stark if the lockdown continues to be strict in the coming weeks.
Agreed. And this brings me to a really interesting point. I mean, I don't know if it's an interesting point. You can tell me if it's interesting or not. But like, I I have been thinking about this, that is, let me word this right. Is is it better to actually have a long-term lockdown to save everybody? I mean, if we logically, if we think that to actually save the world, save the communities, we are going to have to lock down cities and countries for a very prolonged period of time to save people. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know, maybe it's a stupid question. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if it is it worth saving all these millions of people, doing all of this, or we should just, or the governments basically should just let people out and do their own thing. But the added problem is going to be that they might just die from the virus, like they might catch the virus and stuff. I don't know what the answer to this is. It's a very random question, just popped up in my head right now. Do you get it? Like, do you have any thoughts about it?
From my what I understand is people are going to die in either cases. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if there's a lockdown. It doesn't matter if they wasn't a lockdown. So, um, having a lockdown is just to ensure more people would survive,
Yeah.
and not having lockdown ensures more businesses would survive.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Both are important for the country, to be honest. Having a healthy population and having a healthier economy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's there's somewhere in between. There's a sweet spot that we still have to search for,
Yeah.
and I think maybe New Zealand or Sweden. I think they have figured something out. Not exactly sure what. I think Belgium are also trying to experiment, so they may have found a balance.
Like a
Between
middle
the
ground,
economy
like a
and
perfect middle ground, basically, from the poor, between the poor and the rich, you mean?
yeah, more
Okay.
like between saving the people and saving the economy.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
how I would rather put it. Because,
Interesting.
to be honest, uh, it's rather moot to discuss if we can save the people. What I understand is they are going to die in either cases.
Yeah.
One, because there's a very severe shortage of essential items such as protective gear, ventilators,
Yeah.
no vaccine. So there would be a definite human life loss.
Agreed. Yeah.
The only thing that can be done is to minimize the loss or uh, to minimize the business loss
Yeah.
and take a hit on the human side of the cost.
Yeah.
So there's somewhere between the countries would have to decide, because there are some countries who just cannot afford to let the economy die, because if the economy die or completely went to a standstill, more people will die of hunger than coronavirus.
Exactly. Yeah. True. I think it might be, in my opinion, this is not fact or anything. In my opinion, it just might be easier for people to survive more if they are protected from the virus rather than the economical issues. Only if the governments step in and actually help. If they don't help, then it's a lose-lose situation either way. But I was thinking, like, I mean, when it comes to the virus, if you get sick, you're dead, right? But because of the economical issues, if you're shut down, if you can't do anything, then if somebody steps in, aka governments, they might be able to save people. But with the virus, it's like, governments all over the world, they're basically suffering, basically because they cannot protect the people. They are trying to make sure that they survive, but why should they survive? They can't afford basic necessities at the end of the day. That's yeah. Hmm.
The lockdown needs to make more sense as well. For example,
Yeah.
right now it applies to a whole lot of things that should not be included. For
Hmm.
example, food delivery services,
Yeah.
right? So they should be allowed so that people who can afford to order from outside
Yeah.
should order from outside, and still people like cooks, delivery people, some of the essential staffs at different restaurants, they would continue to operate and you know continue to provide livelihood.
Yeah.
And this is just within the city. Then there's the lockdown, which is the provincial and national level.
Yeah.
So only private cars with very limited number of people are allowed. That is how I returned from my village to Karachi. Just me, my mom, and the driver.
Yeah.
Three people were allowed. We were stopped at multiple locations,
Mm-hmm.
but because we were very few people in a vehicle, we were not barred from traveling. We just allowed to proceed.
Okay.
Now, last week, I think hundreds of tons of tomatoes were destroyed by the farmers because the lockdown did not allow them to transport that to the buyers or other markets.
Really?
This was last week,
Okay.
and this is just one vegetable. There would be other vegetables suffering the same fate, and now the wheat season is upon us.
Yeah.
The wheat has been cut down. It's being now it's now supposed to be sent to the mills.
Yeah.
If the transporters are unable to transport that,
Mm-hmm.
they are not allowed to process the wheat. That will bring another crisis in terms of food for the country. And from what I've heard, the transporters are still not allowed to carry any sort of essential food related perform any food related service.
Yeah.
So how long will that last? It's going to cost farmers a lot more because
I agree.
if we take the example of tomatoes, there's a very large number of farmers who planted tomatoes on the fields because there was a very strong shortage,
Yeah.
and there was a very high demand. Like tomatoes were going up to 300 rupees a kilo.
Yeah.
Now that fell down to 19 rupees when imported tomatoes were brought into the country.
Yeah.
And now with that fell in demand, already there's a very large number of tomatoes that are being destroyed. So because there are no transporters allowed to carry them. So once there's again a shortage, will we again suffer a very high price hike of tomatoes? And there's just one vegetable, then there's potatoes, different varieties of I think essential vegetables, fruits.
Yeah.
How far will that whole situation go with Ramadan just being a couple of weeks away?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just waiting for a disaster to happen.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It just feels like I personally feel, and I think people know this already, and they've been discussing it, that there are some people who say you need to stop with the lockdowns. You're going to destroy the economy in the long run by doing these lockdowns and everything. But at the end of the day, do you save lives or do you do lockdowns? Sorry, do you save lives or you try to save the economy? But I have a feeling like back in like 1918 when the Spanish flu and everything happened, way back also when the Great Depression happened, they could not do anything to save the economy and it just went down the drain. And I have a feeling that while some of us can still keep our jobs, while some of us can protect ourselves, at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. that the economy is going to go down, people are going to suffer, people are going to lose their jobs, businesses are going to shut down, and that's just something that is inevitable. Like, that's something that is going to happen, and we just cannot do anything about it in this current situation. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think some countries are going to be affected more than the others, but at the end of the day, um, everybody is still going to be affected. Like, it's really difficult to not be affected by this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Interesting. And you mentioned doctors in Pakistan, and I know this is kind of differentiate, going away from the topic of economy and everything, but I wanted to ask you about this story I covered last night, like yesterday on NewsViews, about doctors in Quetta, like these 47 doctors in Quetta who were. Have you read about it at all?
I only seen a couple of clips, but I do not know the whole story.
Oh, okay, okay. So, I mean, would you like it if I can like just discuss it with you?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so there were these 47 doctors in Koita, and they basically started protesting about not having enough equipment like PPE suits, medical masks, or anything to actually protect themselves while they are tending to COVID-19 patients. And these doctors, a bunch of doctors, they protested, and they were thrown in jail. Yeah, thrown in jail basically. And then, the sad thing is that when they were in jail, they were also attacked, assaulted inside the jail as well. Now, by people, by criminals in jail, or by policemen, I don't know. I can't confirm that. But so this happened, and they were taken out. They got out on bail the same day. But one of the main statements of these doctors was that we were protesting to make sure that doctors all over Pakistan stay protected, because how are we supposed to function when we don't have the proper equipment? And yeah, so I just wanted your okay, let me just add something more to this, that I was reading these comments on Facebook and different social media, and as usual, everybody was like talking about their doctors, is their job, so they should stop protesting and they should just help people instead. And I just wanted your opinion, like literally, I mean, I'm Pakistani as well, but I wanted the opinion of a Pakistani living in Pakistan. Like, I wanted to ask you, like, what's your input on something like that? Because, I mean, yes, they were trying to do their job, but they didn't get enough equipment, and then they protested, they were thrown in jail, they got out, but, still so much drama was happening. And I'm just curious, like, what's your opinion with that really basic information that I just gave you? Or we can talk about it later as well sometime.
Okay, so doctors all over Pakistan are in shortage of all these essential equipments like PPE suits and other things.
Okay.
The difference between the doctors protesting in Quetta is that they are more related to the politics of Balochistan.
Okay.
I'm seeing a different trend right now. There's a lot of blame game going on within the Baloch activist,
Yeah.
Baloch-related groups, and there's a lot of infighting right now happening. So there's an activist who is his name is Zia Khan, and he's currently in Balochistan. He's working on different projects, and even I think he's doing a fundraiser for the COVID situation
Okay.
to help the poor families. But I also noticed that he was also having a lot of fights on Twitter and Facebook, but different those people who are accusing him for being, a spokesperson for the Balochistan Chief Minister, and as far as I know, the person is very loyal to whatever he does,
Okay.
and he's also, I think, he suffers from one of the medical ailments as well. Uh, I don't know what are the exact problems that he's facing, but he's doing a lot of work towards the medical community
Okay.
as well as helping out the poor. But seeing the kind of politics he's facing, there's a lot more going on in the background that we do not know.
Okay.
So, to be honest, if there is a group in Balochistan, there's a very high chance that group is already politicized.
Okay.
So, if there is a group of doctors protesting, there's a very good chance that is a political move rather than a genuine
Really?
protest.
Okay.
Yes, that is how the Balochistan politics go on.
Okay.
And I think anyone who is speaking against, anyone who is saying anything that is in line with what the Baloch government is saying,
Yeah.
or maybe appears sympathetic to it, so he's just sucking up to the Baloch chief minister.
Okay.
And whoever is not doing so, speaking against the CM, he's more like he's following the ethnic politics and kind of anti-Pakistan mentality.
Yeah.
So there's a very weird political blame game going on over there. So there's a very good chance these doctors are also part of the same political game.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because the first, actually, interestingly, a friend of mine who's Thai and is from Bangkok, she lives in Phuket now. She is the one who recommended that story to me yesterday. She said that, can you please cover these guys because I feel that they're being mistreated, and I covered it because I have now I've been doing this for 25-30 days, so a lot of people have actually started sending me stories. Even you send me stories, actually. Thank you for that. But they actually have started saying, can you cover this, can you cover that, and it's not only Thailand anymore, it's like the rest of the world. So I covered this story and I read up on it, but this is really good insight on the politics of Balochistan and Pakistan in general, like what may or may not be happening in the background. I would love to confirm it. I just can't do it right now, I guess. But if you obviously get some leads or something, please feel free to send me a message or something, and I'd love to feature you on video or on messages or something. But yeah, is there anything I've loved talking to you after a while. Is there anything you would like to add or just say to the world at all? Like, it doesn't have to be Pakistan, it can be like the rest of the world. Is there anything you would like to say before we log off?
Just stay happy. That's all I can say.
Stay happy. That's a little difficult to do right now, Wasi. That's very difficult to do right now. Okay then. What are you? Okay, sorry. Last question. Kind of personal. What are you doing to keep yourself busy or entertained or sane during these tumultuous times? What are you doing? So maybe then the rest of the world can follow suit based on what you said.
I highly doubt. Being an introvert, having an alone time or a me time is not very difficult thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So the 2 weeks that I was in my village, so I spent almost 95% of the time in my own room.
Really?
I would spend almost 2 hours a day outside of the room, rest of it inside. I had my books with me, I had my social media, I would do my story writing because there was a new novel concept that I was working on.
Uh-huh.
I got the chance to do some character development, so that was a positive outcome of the lockdown.
Okay.
I was able to write 2 short stories, and as a
Really?
creative
Two
writing
short stories in
exercise.
the couple of weeks you were alone? You were being an introvert?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. So these were more of creative writing exercises, and I wasn't alone in doing that. We have our own literary group,
Yeah.
so we just got on to Zoom. There was a writing prompt, and we started writing. So 2 short stories came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty happy with the effort. I still got the juice to write, and other than that, it's more about communication. So I have my WhatsApp, I have my uh, Facebook, Messenger. So I'm still in touch with people all around the globe. And when I returned to Karachi, so I'm still connecting with everyone. I'm thinking about, resuming my training. I used to do kickboxing before. I might start doing at least some of the training exercises to keep myself fit. But other than that, I think as an introvert, it was easier for me to deal with the pandemic than than it would have been if I was less introvert or more of an extrovert. So,
That you basically depended on society to take care of your mindset and everything, right? Interesting.
so staying at home helped to
Definitely.
deal with the pandemic.
Definitely. I want to end this with what I don't want to end it. I promise. I love talking to you, but I want to end this with a story. I haven't read the full story yet, but I'll send it to you as well, and I'll post it on my social media so people can read it. But it was published on the 27th of March, and I think you're gonna love this. You're gonna love reading this. The headline of the story is, are you ready for this? Um,
Yeah.
it says Princeton researchers discover how loners and introverts will save society. Okay, you need to read this, but the lead. It's just a 1 minute read. It's not long, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. But it says loners are not dysfunctional failures of the herd. They save the herd. They are herd heroes. Okay, and at the very end, I'm going to read the end paragraph. It says researchers write that loners are critical to, not that you're not a loner, you're an introvert. You're not a loner, by the way, but write that loners are critical to understanding collective and social behaviors across the animal kingdom. So there you have it. Carry on, loners. You're winning evolution. So yeah, I think that's a great end to this conversation because, I mean, you just ended with saying that your introvertism or whatever that's called, actually helped you through this. And that's the thing though, right? I mean, I like to go out. I like to have a good time with friends and family and different people. But at the end of the day, while I was working at home, during the whole week, and at night when I was doing these live streams, this is literally all I needed. And some of my friends were like, "Can we come meet you?" I was like, "No." Like, just straight up. So I don't know. I mean, you've called me an extrovert several times, but I have a feeling that I keep on jumping from introvert to extrovert. I'm not sure where I belong right now, but yeah, this is just interesting information here. I'll send you this story. You have to read it. You can tell me, or you can comment on this channel. What you think about it.
Definitely. Whatever makes me a hero, I will read it.
I'm sorry.
Whatever makes me a hero, I will read it.
Done. Interestingly, my camera battery just died. So this is now, yeah, it's not even you anymore. My camera battery just died, so I should just shut this now.
Yeah.
Wasi, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for being part of this live stream. I hope to have you back on the stream very, very soon. Take care of
Yeah.
yourself, man. Okay?
Same.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe. Bye.